Last night, I watched a really good movie with some family friends called Kung Fu Panda 3. And there were a lot of laughs, but I also thought there were even some very good messages that we can take from this movie and apply to our lives. And as Catholics, we're always called to look at the culture and to find Christ in the culture, to find the signs of the gospel and whatever the culture is presenting. And so here are three lessons that I learned from watching Kung Fu Panda 3 last night. The first is that evil is real. In Kung Fu Panda 3, there's a villain. His name's Kai. Originally, he was good. He was an ally of Oogway, who was the tortoise who originally invented Kung Fu. And so Kai misused his powers that he's been given, called his chi, and he actually betrayed Oogway. And now Kai's on this mad quest to steal all of the power, all of the chi from all the Kung Fu masters. And for us, when we watch this and we see Kai, we see that there are some parallels with the Christian message, that there is an evil villain. His name is the devil. And like Kai, he was originally good. He was one of God's allies. But the devil, like Kai, misused the powers that he'd been given, and he betrayed God. He turned away from God to the dark side. And like Kai, the devil is on a mad path to destroy our lives too. And so we need to realize that evil is real, that the devil is real, and he's out to get us. In Kung Fu Panda 3, Po, who's the main character, he had to admit that Kai is real, that he's out to get him and to destroy the secret panda village. And in a similar way, we need to just admit the truth that the devil is real and he's out to get us. If we do so, we can actually find liberation by standing against evil and being able to be strong in the face of what the devil tries to get at us to destroy our lives. The second message is teamwork. Now, Po, to prepare the village to face Kai's attack, had to train them. Ko had to be the master rather than just the Kung Fu warrior. And so we see Po trying to train the village. And at first he tries to make them all like himself. But then he realizes that what he needs to do is to actually find what each panda is good at and allow them to take their talent and apply that to the art of Kung Fu. This change of perspective for Ko allowed the entire village to come together to use their natural talents to fight against Ko and all the forces of evil. We see this tactic really pay off later, in which Po is taken to the spirit realm, and all of the pandas, they're able to realize what Po had done in their life, and they proclaim their identity, something that Po helped to bless them with. And by proclaiming this, they were able to somewhat show an act of love, and this love went into the spirit world and was able to give Po a newfound strength in which he was to overcome Kai. For Catholics, we need to know that in the face of evil, we too need to come together as a team. We need allies in the battle. And just as Po helped others to achieve their potential, we need to do the same. We need to stop focusing just on ourselves and maximizing our own potential. And we need to look towards others and think, how can I help that person achieve their potential in life? And by showing these acts of love, just like we saw in Kung Fu Panda 3, that love somewhat broke into the spirit world, our acts of love have a transcendent power. As St. Paul says in 1 Corinthians 13, that in the end, faith, hope, and love abide, these three, and the greatest of these is love. The third lesson is self-sacrificial love. When Po goes back to the secret panda village, he learns the story about his mother. And what his mother did is a great act of self-sacrificial love, in which she hid Po among the food and supplies and distracted the soldiers that were coming in and gave her life up to save Po's life. Later in the story, Po actually imitates his mother in an act of self-sacrificial love, in which he grips around Kai and does the whooshie finger hold to bring Kai into the spirit world. As Catholics, we know that Christ is the supreme model of self-sacrificial love. And what Christ did is by his death on the cross, he was able to break into that spirit world. He was able to break into the devil's domain. And that's where he was able to disable the devil's power of death. And just as Po was able to defeat Kai in the spirit world by filling him with this greater power than Kai could possibly have, Christ was able to do the same. Christ, through his act of love, was able to overpower the devil and rob him of his power. Through Christ's act of self-sacrificial love for us, we're actually given this great model upon which we're supposed to imitate. I hope you enjoyed these 3 quick lessons about Kung Fu Panda 3. First, evil is real, and the reality of evil can be overcome through teamwork and self-sacrificial love. God bless.